Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of the Pig City Podcast. We are talking a little bit of baseball today. This is actually our last division draft. And Teddy, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to you to intro because something is going on with my screen. So,
All right, well, just to introduce ourselves, my name is Teddy Eller.
I'm Zachary Ivy. I'm pretty sure.
And we're going to be doing our last divisional draft. We're
Okay.
going to be doing the NL West tonight. So basically, it's the same as the other drafts. This is the first one that you're watching. What we do is we have a roster of 10 that we're going to be drafting. It is the 8 positions in the field, plus the DH and 1 starting pitcher. The twist on all of this is that we can only have 2 people from each team in that division. So 2 players, we can't have more than that, you can't have less, and we're going to be competing against one another in a format that we will introduce into another episode of how we're going to do it, the rules and all that. But yeah, it's going to be Snake. I'm actually going to be drafting first for this draft, and yeah.
All right. Well, before we make that pick, again, thank you all for watching. Go back and watch it. Actually, pause this and go back and watch the other ones because you'll see why our heads are probably spinning by the end. Because I think this could be one of the messiest but most fun. But also, I think it could leave with one of us getting dominated, where the others I felt have been pretty even.
Yeah.
And one other thing, side note, my background will be changing throughout all of these. So if you're wondering if I'm in the same place, yes, I am. But what I was going to say, speaking of that, we are moving in a lot of different directions. So if you are subscribed to the YouTube, it may be a little easier to kind of see. We're going to have a bunch of different series coming out. If you just listen on Spotify, you can just read the title and see what it is. But this is our last division draft, which, honestly, Teddy, I just wanted to say this to you. It's been very fun. It's been a good trip.
It has.
And this is the end of our first, or this is the end of our first filming of our first series. So, 5, 10, 15, however many years we're fortunate enough to be on this earth, we're going to look back and be like, wow, you remember when we took that person in that draft? So, small little moment there just to kind of reflect. This has been very fun, but very stressful, including this draft.
Yeah.
And that gets me to this point to toss it over to you, where I'm very, very curious what the heck you're going to do with pick 1.
Oh man. Yeah. I have let's just say on my short list, I actually have less players on my short list for this draft than any of the other ones. And it's not because the division's bad. If anything, this division might be the best in baseball. It's mostly because just the players at the top, I want them, and it just feels like it's more top heavy than other divisions. Obviously, Colorado and San Francisco are going to make this tough, but with my first pick, I was telling you before we got in here, it might surprise you because I don't believe he's the best player in the division, but he's still very good, very valuable, and I like go ahead and locking him in. It is going to be Manny Machado.
Okay. I will say, if I had 3 guesses, I wouldn't have picked him, but I understand.
Yep, he is third base and DH.
Yes, eligible for both. Slight little plug here. If you are following our Instagram or our X feed, we're trying to get the X up and running. You're responding to one of us if you respond. But anyways, on there we've posed a few different questions, and one of them was actually what you said earlier. What do you think the toughest or the best division in baseball is? And so if you haven't responded to that, send your messages now. And when we do our division predictions, I'm going to wait. I'll read all the responses we got. No one voted for this division, I don't think. Or no. This was not the leading vote getter. Someone obviously did vote for this. So, yeah, but looking at this, it's so competitive. But, all right, sorry for the slight little plug there. But Manny is off the board, and that is a Padre gone for you.
Padre gone for me, and I did not want to lock down a position early. I'm going to be honest with you. That was also a big reason for it.
Wait, say that again? You didn't want to what?
I didn't want to lock down a position. And so taking him
so
gives
he's
me some flexibility.
For the first half.
Yep.
I mean, there's no way Manny's not going to play third. All right. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. We'll get into that later.
Fangraphs does have him 75% of his playing time at third, but they also have 20% at DH. He's just going to play every game this season, basically, which
Yeah.
he does in general. So
Yeah, I don't want to
his
talk.
off
He's
days
scared me.
are going to be at DH. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
So
consistent.
that actually really puts me in a tough spot here because
Well,
I think I basically force your hand if I do this
okay.
because you're not going to take him. Um. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to take. Actually, I'm going to change my pick of what I was going to do. I'm going to take Fernando Tatis.
Okay.
That was not my initial plan. He was not even in my top 5 people to draft. But now that you, you know what? That's on me. I could have made a boo boo there because, truthfully, I forgot he could be a DH, so you still could get a third baseman. Which does scare me a little bit. But I'm going to take a risk here. And I'm going to go left field, Nolan Jones.
Okay. If you did not take Nolan Jones, I was going to take Nolan Jones.
Well, he was who I was going to take first. I changed who my other person was going to be and took Tatis. And I think it's going to work out for me, but it was a risk. I'm not going to lie.
All right. Well, that is going to.
This has been very fun, but I'm glad we don't have to do anymore.
It's just so nerve-wracking. Well, I know there is one player that I really, really want. I want to go ahead, get him off the board. Yeah, I mean, I know I want him. He's so, so good. And honestly, he's kind of a premium in this kind of format. I'm going to take a pitcher, Logan Webb.
That's who I was going to take instead of Tatis. Well, that's I mean, look, ultimately, that's a very good pick by you, especially because you're going to play it right. And that could be a big whiff by me. I see Tatis, and I'm just like, man, he really could be the best player in this league. Man, that one hurt.
All right, and I could frost myself by going there.
That was my next 2 picks. It was going to be Nolan and Webb. So, yeah.
Because I could have.
Also, shouts out to my jersey. Shouts out to Colt or Howard, whichever one you're going by these days. This is a Bryce Harper Washington Nationals All-Star jersey, so it says National on it. I believe this is when the wrong shoulder. When the All-Star game, you see here, was held in San Diego, so I thought it was fitting to wear this for that. Unfortunately, I can't take Bryce Harper. Teddy, what are your thoughts on Bryce Harper?
I love Bryce Harper. I want to literally kiss him on the lips.
Okay, restart the counter. 0 podcast since Teddy has said he wants to kiss Bryce Harper. That's going to be
I'll say it again.
Times back here, probably.
Oh man, I could go so many different ways. If I do that, it locks in. That makes that easy. I think I'm okay with that, though. I think I'm okay locking that in. You know what?
I still feel okay.
I would hate if I didn't do this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
Don't do it.
Go ahead and lock in Manny at third base because I'm taking Ohtani.
Okay. I was wondering how long the freaking unicorn was going to last.
It's just there's so many good Dodgers.
That does help. There are, but I mean, he's Ohtani. That does help me at third base. So, dang, I wish I knew for sure you were going to do that. I will say that. All right.
Because I'm open for that, and I'm open for that, and so that leaves, and yeah.
Is it your pick or my pick?
I'm happy. It is you, because I took Logan Webb, so you got 2.
Now, Tatis is only right field, correct?
Correct. He is only right field. Ohtani is only DH.
And you already have your DH as well.
Locked in at third, yep. And you have right and left. Man, I was going to go Jones and Webb if you didn't take Jones. So Ohtani would have lasted even longer. Sounds crazy, but the Dodgers are so good that you can have any two of
So
them and be
Otani was your
happy.
first Dodger, correct?
First Dodger, yep. I have a Dodger, Giant, and Padre.
I'm going to take. I already have that. I could still get him or him, so I'm fine there. No, I can't. No, I can't. So I could frost myself a little bit, but I'll have 2 picks, right?
You got 2 picks.
Yeah. So what am I talking about here? I'm going to take shortstop and go ahead and end my Padres with the new shortstop on the team. Teddy, you got the pronunciation for me?
I can get that for you.
I'm going to guess Hong Sung Kim.
Ha-Sung.
Ha Sung. Gah! I wasn't looking at
Ha-Sung
it.
Kim.
I actually have him abbreviated on here. Okay.
It's a good
So
pick.
it is. And with that being said, if you don't take him, though, I have an option there. I'm going to go. Oh, this is beautiful, Teddy. This is beautiful. I'm going to do it. Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman. All right. It's also a good pick.
That was not my initial. I mean, Freddie Freeman, all time great. You know, dude, just 300 hits everywhere. I still remember watching. It was actually after a softball game. It was before you played a game with us, and we went to this restaurant, and they had the home run derby on because it was home run derby, and Freddie Freeman is not doing well because he's just trying to go oppo every single swing in the home run derby. He's not built for that. He would rather you try to throw it past him than take BP at seam. Just a
I
great
love
guy.
that. I love that.
Yeah. Also,
All
shouts
right.
out, wears long sleeves, a great family man.
Oh, man. So,
God, I love Freddie.
I'm good with my next 2 picks, actually.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, I'm good to pick my next 2.
There's only one thing I'm a little concerned about, but
Oh, you know what? No, I'm not good to pick my next 2.
See, I should have went a different route there. From a strategy standpoint, and those of you at home maybe knowing what I'm saying, if you're really following along. If not, you'll realize I took a little gamble there, and I hope it doesn't bite me. Now, if Teddy's smart, it won't bite me. But if Teddy's mean, it will bite me. So basically what I'm saying is the best pick for you is not to hurt me, but you could make a defensive pick.
I have to do that.
And again, keep in mind for those of you that are maybe haven't watched in a while or you're rewatching this in the past, this is not just my NL West team versus Teddy's NL West team throughout the year. And we'll talk about the scoring again, another pod, blah, blah. We've said it 7,000 times. All of the teams are facing each other. So if you're thinking, well, why doesn't he just try to make your team worse, even if his is worse? Because we're competing against all the teams. So it's not just a simple winner at the end of this. Because he could frost me. I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm actually pretty nervous about it.
So to be honest with you, I think I think I have to pull.
I wish you would. Sorry.
I think it would hurt more
This has got
to
like...
not. All right, I'm not.
Hello?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
You just stopped. You didn't freeze.
Yeah, no.
Please don't do it.
I'm gonna take Mookie. I'm going to take Mookie Betts.
Which means Xander is a non-drafted player.
Correct.
So maybe you should move to second base, buddy.
Yep. So I got Mookie. So let me go ahead and.
In all seriousness, no spoilers, but I'm not picking the Padres to win the World Series this year. If he does win a World Series playing second base, will he move to first base just to try to be the first person to have 4 World Series, one at each different position?
Oh man.
I'm very glad you did that.
So, you know what? So I just finished the Dodgers. I'm also going to finish another team of mine.
Okay.
I really hope. I don't have the pronunciation in front of me, but I'm pretty confident in it. Young-Hoo Lee, center fielder.
Okay.
For the Giants.
Hey, that's a pick that you would think I would make if you've watched all these drafts. I like it. I mean, a little different because it's not just, rookie. It's also infiltrating from another league.
Right.
Okay. So it is my pick,
Korean
correct?
baseball superstar. Yep, your pick.
So Teddy, I think I have the rest of my picks like mapped out. You can't take third base. You can't take DH. You can't take second base. And I already have. Yeah. I think my team is set.
Dude, I think mine is too.
Okay, I'm going to go center field, Alec Thomas.
All right.
And the only reason I took him right there is because you don't have a center fielder, and just in case my team wasn't set, now it is. Yeah, I really don't think there's anything else that can happen here. Truthfully. But I'm going to go ahead and get my other giant, and that is Patrick Bailey. Catcher.
All right. Interesting.
I don't think you can pick any other thing I don't have. Now, I could be wrong. This could be one of those moments where I look back and I'm like, I'm
Nope,
an
we have
idiot.
no overlap now. We have no
Okay,
overlap.
I was making sure. Yeah, so I mean,
Okay. So let me go ahead and just. I gotta check the DHs and make sure there's absolutely nothing you can take from me.
well, you can't take them anyway.
No, I'm saying if they're in one of the positions I need, if you were to snatch them for
They're
your
not.
DH.
I'm 90% sure we're both locked. It's just how you want to pick yours.
Right. All right, so
I mean, we can go position by position and like change the whole draft concept if you
what
really
I'm
want.
going to do
Just
is I'm going to take shortstop.
okay.
Let me just make sure I have his name right. Ezekiel Tovar.
Now, I want to say this about that pick.
Okay.
I thought there was a chance you took him first overall.
You know, I was leaning Rocky taking first overall, but it was actually Nolan Jones.
I mean,
If I
that's who I
was
would
to
have.
pick one first overall,
Yeah,
I actually was thinking about that.
I was going to take Nolan first as well. But when you kept saying there's no way I'll guess, I was like, well, maybe it's Tovar.
Oh, you know what?
What, brother?
Yep. Okay, cool. So my next pick is going to be, don't complicate it, Teddy. Corbin Carroll.
I was so confused. Were you just wanting him to be your last pick?
Well, I can explain my thought process later. I
Okay.
knew I wanted him or Tatis, so when you took Tatis, it was like, oh, okay, I can go ahead and mark him off
I didn't
as
know
my
which
right
one.
fielder later.
Yeah, I can.
But
Well, I'll explain
yeah,
it now. When you took Manny, actually, when you took Shohei, I knew that I was getting a player. And
that's gonna be.
long story short, it was like a 4-step thing where, you know what? Ignore that. Is it my pick?
Here's your pick.
Okay, sorry. I thought you still had one more. My bad. All right. Yeah, I mean, I should do the same thing, not complicate it, right? All right.
Right. All right, mine's set in stone now.
Second base, Ketel Marte.
All right.
That is
I knew
illegal.
if I was I
That is
knew
a
if I
legal
was
move,
taking
correct?
Yep. I knew if
Yeah.
I was going to take Mookie, you were going to get him, and that's why I was debating
Yeah.
about it. But Mookie just, to me, just look. Ketel Marte is a great player. Mookie's just on a different planet right now, so that's why I had to go there.
Look, it was the classic trade-off of you went Mookie, so I knew I was getting Marte. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get Tatis.
Right.
Well, I actually got Tatis before. But anyways, all right, I'm just going to go in order of my lineup, and that is Ryan. I think it's McMahon, but I don't know if that's right.
Here I can get
That's
you
how
a.
I've always said it, but I just say the dude rakes.
I thought it was McMahon. It's McMahon,
Look,
not
dude,
McMahon.
that's one of those callback things where you always just told him McMahon. You're just very good at knowing names.
Pronunciation. Yeah.
Yes, soccer, like football.
Yeah. Exactly. Football. All right. You
I
got
actually
one
knew
more?
I knew that name, dude. Huh?
You got one more?
I don't think so. I just took Marte and McMahon, right?
Oh yeah, I'm an idiot.
It's okay, buddy. Don't worry, we
All
messed up
right.
in the previous draft.
So I'm going to take Jake Cronenworth at first base.
For some reason, I knew you were going to end up with him, just like on the show.
The
He's just
show.
your
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
All right. And then I'm going to take Lourdes Gurriel. Sorry. Lourdes Gurriel. He is a D-back.
All right, my pick.
Your pick.
Yeah, Uriel was the only other Diamondback I really wanted. So I'm now going to take Solar Power. Hip hip.
All right. So there.
Now, this is really the only decision I have. Know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
And I think I'm going to do it, even though it goes against my.
So you're going to be taking a Dodger pitcher,
Yeah, isn't that crazy of all the
which
positions?
is so wild.
Yeah, I mean, it really is.
I would be surprised if you didn't. I do have a Dodger pitcher that I had on a short listing just in case. I knew I wasn't going to take one, but I do have one that I like the most. I wonder if that's the one you're going to take.
I mean, it has to be. I got to go with my guy. I think Freddie Freeman, one of the things about him is he's one of the smartest players. And I mean, he's talking about how this guy's stuff is just so nasty, and he's glad that he's on their team. So I'm gonna take him. I think I might need your help with this one as well.
Do you?
I got the last name Yamamoto. Yoshinobu.
Yeah,
All right, I guess that one's pretty phonetically.
directly how it is.
Japanese names are similar that
That's
way.
typically how it is for Japanese names.
Yeah. I wonder
Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
if he likes Yoshi. Is that why there are so many Yoshis in the Mario games? All right. Anyways,
My last pick.
yeah. God, I can't believe I got him.
All right. Catcher for the Rockies. Elias Diaz.
Yeah, he's good news is he can get carried by the rest of your team.
That's what I planned on for my second Rocky. As soon as you took Nolan, I only liked two Rockies. I liked Nolan Jones and Tovar. That's it. Even McMahon, I'm like, I don't believe in him. Elias Diaz, it's just the guy I had to take.
Yeah, so I won't.
Let me just put
criticize
it
you.
that way.
All right, you pick first. I talk first. Unless there's something you want to say first.
Nope, you have it.
All right, so this lighting might be bad on this pod. Sorry, y'all. You gotta look at my face anyway. Subscribe to the other videos, other platforms if you don't want to see us.
Like and subscribe.
You done?
Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
Now I'm done.
Catcher
Okay, now
Patrick
I'm done.
Bailey. Is very good. It is kind of crazy that we didn't take the best two catchers in this division.
No, right?
I do like Bailey though. His bat's not as good as the other two. First base Freddie Freeman. Unless he just has his sudden fall off this year, it's never going to be a bad decision to have Freddie Freeman. Second base Ketel Marte. When he is not cold, he is incredible.
Hot.
Well, just he can get a little streaky, but I mean he's been great. Ryan McMahon plays in Colorado, friendly
I got
park.
nothing against the pig.
Muncy was look. I would rather have McMahon and Yamamoto than Muncy and Kyle Freeland. So after you took Manny, I basically knew I was getting him. Kim, a shortstop.
Ha-Seong Kim.
Ha-Seong, okay. He solid player. I mean, good enough that the Padres said, "Hey, we're going to move you to shortstop."
Yeah, he is very good.
Yeah. He kind of reminds me of MLB 10, the show, Kazuo Matsui. Anyways, left field.
Oh, R.I.P.
Left field. What if he's actually? I hope he's not. Look that up real quick.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Left field, Nolan Jones, stud. Center field, Alec Thomas, very good. Also, didn't take the best.
He's alive, by the way.
Okay, thank God. What's he up to?
Well, right now, this just says he's the current manager of Saitama Seibu Lions in Japan baseball. He's a manager in the Japanese league.
Okay, shouts out to
Shouts
my guy.
out.
Just don't
I
dive at
wonder.
random balls. Center fielder Alec Thomas again. I don't think we took the best center
Also, can
fielder.
I just, yeah, on that note, there is no good center fielder, honestly. Like,
I believe in Outman.
I don't. And I think that Jung-Hoo Lee has the potential to be the best center fielder
Okay,
this year because I don't think Outman's good. Alec Thomas is abhorrent.
good. You were saying
He's abhorrent. So I think that
that's
uh,
disrespectful.
it's not. It's not. We'll talk about the numbers after the episode,
Okay.
like we always do. But believe me, I looked. I looked. It's bad. Um, but yeah, there is no good center fielder. It's surprisingly the weakest position in this division.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing there. Any of the teams. Right field, Fernando Tatis. Enough said. He's insane.
Correct.
In certain ways, if you look at it, and we were doing our stats talk last night in the wee hours of the morning, he's actually on pace to break Tony Gwynn's WAR. For the Padres.
Which is wild.
Yeah. DH, Jorge Soler. I mean, they brought him in for one reason, to hit. Lefty, San Francisco. He's going to have some down, but he can hit. And then starting pitcher, Yamamoto. I already was so excited to watch him. Now it just enhances that even more. So obviously you don't like my Alec Thomas pick. You don't believe in
Also,
McMahon.
I I just want to clarify something. Solaire's a right-handed hitter.
That's a good point.
Yeah. He's still a good hitter. It's a tough ballpark, but he is still a good hitter. If there's one person that can match there, it'd be Jorge Soler.
You know what got me actually confused when I was looking at this, just because my brain has been spiraling, that Jorge Soler and Jock Peterson were on not the teams I thought they were on. I was like, wait.
Feels like
Jock,
they've just switched.
yeah, but like not at all, because Jorge wasn't
I
even.
know.
Yeah, it is very weird. So I apologize for that. You know what? I'll take that as an E1 on me. Speaking of E1, Yamamoto was my last pick. Now it's
All
your
right.
turn.
Well, for my team, we have.
Let me say one thing really quickly to all my Braves fans. When they won
Okay.
the World Series that year, they were making these random trades at the deadline. I'm like, what's the point? Like, yes, go for it, but like Jorge Soler is not like hitting well. And then all of a sudden he just was insane. So
Look,
I'm
GMs
hoping
get paid the big bucks.
it proves me wrong. Or proves me right this time. Alright, sorry. Let's hear from Teddy's team, since he wants to hate on mine.
Incorrect. Did not want to hate on yours. I'm sorry that you took it that way. My catcher is Elias Diaz. My first baseman is Jake Cronenworth. My second baseman, Mookie Betts. Third baseman, Manny Machado. Shortstop is Ezekiel Tovar. My left field is Lourdes Gurriel. My center fielder is Young-Hoo Lee. My right fielder is Corbin Carroll. My DH, you might know him, Shohei Ohtani, maybe.
That's crazy.
And my starting pitcher is Logan Webb. So, yeah. If Tovar ends up being the player that I think he can be, and if Lee shows what, like if any of his Korean league just translates to the majors, like this team might be, it might be my best team I've drafted. I'll say it. Like, I mean, I know that those are like, you're banking on kind of a young, like two young guy, well, one young guy and one guy that hasn't played in these majors.
I want to say this.
But
I'm proud of you. It took you to the final last draft to realize drafting young, kind of unknown, risky ones is fun.
Yeah, I don't know if that's it. Like I said, center field, I just didn't really have another option. And for the Rockies, you don't really have another option either. So that's the reason.
Yeah,
All this to say, the Rockies are what a mess. Spoiler alert for the prediction. The Rockies might be just the worst team in baseball. That's what I've learned through all this. There's one thing.
Okay, they definitely not only are bad, they don't have a lot of promise either. But I don't know if they'll be the worst win total this year, but they'll be fifth in this divisional prediction. Speaking of,
I mean, that's tough because the division's good.
If my thinking is correct, the next pod we drop is actually our National League predictions, so we'll be talking about that.
Are
That'll
we
be
doing National League before American League?
That's actually a very good point. It will not be the next one. We'll go in the same order. So, a week from this pod dropping next Thursday, or who knows when you listen to this, there will be American League predictions first and then National League. So, a week away, you can hear us talk about the Rockies being fifth. We will keep those about an hour length for each of the different, I almost said conferences, each of the different divisions and each of the different leagues. Teddy, what are your final words? What are your final words on recap?
I had nothing, bro.
He dismounted on the draft division season 1. Something is going to be a staple of this pod moving forward. There were some messy parts. There's some parts where you can reflect on, and we may do that, end of the year, off season, reflect back on these. But right now, in the moment, this is our 6th one. We've just been banging them out, and we both have 6 different teams. Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of asking, where's your head at right now?
Well, I mean, we did, plan this stuff out, spent hours on the phone talking about it and everything. But
Talk to you
all that to
way
be
too much.
said, like this is kind of like a rough draft for like our first season, Like we can use this first season to see things that we need to improve, things that, we could have done this better, we could have done that better, maybe we don't need to do this, maybe we should have done that. It's kind of like a rough draft, and I think that all things considered, it went really well. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm looking forward to seeing these teams play out the season, see the competition between us with these teams, and yeah, I mean, this gets me so ready for baseball. It's crazy. I cannot wait. So, I mean, I can't even wait to watch these guys in spring training.
Dude,
Which,
we're a week away. We're a week away from opening day, bro. Think about that. When this pod releases, we're a week away from opening day.
I was about to say, dude, spring training starts in like a couple of days.
All right. Well, he's very bad.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Time travel.
All right. It doesn't matter. So, on that note, if there's someone that gets added and we didn't draft them, that's why. I have 3 things, and then we'll take us out of here, Teddy. Number 1, like, share, subscribe. Number 2, leave us comments of ideas or concepts or questions you want us to answer and want our thoughts on, whether they're arbitrary or just basic, like what do you think about this player or team? Because if we don't talk about your team enough, or a team you want to talk about, tell us and we'll talk about them. Promise. Make that promise. We're definitely small enough now we can answer every single question.
That is true.
And then thirdly, I hope and pray, here's my plea, next year, AL Central, have better players. All right, Teddy?
I hope so. Oh, you're a real trooper if you watch that draft. But all right, guys. Love y'all.
Are the real ones. You're ugly, Teddy.